Hey everyone, it is Tanya. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another speed build. Today I'm building sort of a tiny autumn-inspired loft. I'm building in the world of Brindleton Bay, and it is autumn, and I'm kind of making a tiny barn and turning it into a home. So that is the concept here. I thought it would be kind of cute, especially now that we are officially in autumn in the Northern Hemisphere. It's getting colder outside. It's my favorite time of year, so just playing around with that in game. I'm sure there'll be tons of autumn builds on the channel, as well as some Halloween ones coming up. I'm very excited about that. So I hope you will enjoy this build. If you do and you would like to download it, it will be available in the Sims 4 gallery. You can find it under my EA ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi. You can also find it under the hashtag MissGryphi, and that information will also be in the description down below as well. Speaking of fall, autumn, Halloween, all of that, if you have any build ideas that you would like to see sometime soon, please do let me know. I'm currently pre-recording as I'm going to TwitchCon in San Diego next week, which is pretty wild that it's coming up so soon. So I'm currently doing a lot of recording for some stuff to go up while I am gone. So any suggestions you have would be greatly appreciated. Plus, I love just incorporating the suggestions into the channel. It's a really fun way to sort of collaborate with you all. So thank you so much in advance for any suggestions. I've been writing a lot of them down, and I have some fun things coming up soon. Speaking of that as well, this is a tiny home, but there might be another one tomorrow because there's a series that started last month on the channel about zodiac signs, and I believe we may have entered Libra season. So be on the lookout for that coming soon. But with all of that out of the way, this home is starting to come together on the outside. I ended up using a red and white color scheme. I'm using a ton of stuff from the Werewolves pack, actually. The columns I end up using are from that. The white wallpaper on the exterior is from Werewolves, and I believe the window I have on the upper level as well. I kind of went for a mixture of more like farmhouse, barn, and modern, so it's kind of a mixture of styles, but I was overall just looking for something that felt very cozy. So there's also a lot of cats and dogs used in this because we're building in that world, but also it has some really just cozy, warm, soft items, so I definitely used some of those curtains. You'll see I'm using a lot of packs in this build, but right now I'm just focusing on the outside. I wanted to have bales of hay and lots of overgrown grass and of course, pumpkins. I decided to use this truck, which is from Debug from Cottage Living. Actually, I think it's from Show Live Edit Objects. I really like that, and I ended up putting some pumpkins in the back of it a little bit later. Just grabbing a bunch of items from that catalog, seeing what we might be able to use here. I got this little wheel leaning up against the post. Just really wanted to have a lot of clutter and make this space look lived in, and I think I achieved it. I'm really, really happy with this build. I think it came out really cute. I love this style. I love, just like I said, this season. So I'm always down to do more of these. Here I am changing out the fencing, though. I decided to go with, once again, werewolves. It was working so well for this particular build. I really like the stuff that came with the werewolves pack. I feel like I get a lot of use out of it, even when I'm not doing werewolves builds. It's just so nice and like a bit run down. And that's just a style of furniture in the game that I really enjoy. So anyway, out here, I am working on a pathway. I cut some of it out because it took me forever. I ended up making the stones too big and then not liking it, so I made them smaller. And just trying to figure out how to do a pathway here in the woods where there's not like a street for it to line up to is always a little bit difficult. I also have a chicken coop out here, which I think is quite cute. I really like the gameplay with that. When we first got Cottage Living, I think I was most excited about the llamas, but it turned out... Well, actually, I was most excited about the bunnies, if you know me. But of the animals you could own, I was most excited about the llamas. But it turned out the chickens. That was my favorite. I really like them. The bunnies are so cute, though. I just wish you could have them as pets since I am a bun mom in real life. Oh well. But they are very cute. I'm very happy to have bunnies in game still. And then some more werewolves over here with these planters. I thought that they were just the perfect amount of like homemade and like rustic vibes. I thought that they worked nice here. I get 2 more of those, so we have 4, and I'm just working on some more landscaping, getting a lot of shrubs and stuff around to make this space look a little bit more realistic, and I think it comes out so cool in the end. I love all the overgrown grass. Definitely using a lot of show live edit objects here, both from cats and dogs, and a few other packs and base game as well, and adding some fencing. This isn't like properly fenced in, so your chickens can kind of wander wherever they want. If that's something that bothers you, you might want to add some additional fencing. They can even walk into the house, which I think is so cute. I really enjoy that. And then I'm just getting some more trees around on the lot, including some evergreen trees to match the surroundings, but also lots of trees that change color to get that autumn vibe that I was really going for. Anyway, moving now to the interior of the build, figuring out where I want to put a staircase. I really wanted to add a staircase, but it didn't really fit in here, so I did end up going with a ladder in the end. But since it's like a tiny home, I feel like it's okay. I have a variety of different ways I tackle these homes, so for this one, I decided it was okay to have a ladder because I really liked how the outside looks. I didn't want to rearrange it, so anyway, the kitchen and the bathroom are actually the same size. I gave this home a bigger bathroom because I had the space for it. I didn't have a space for a staircase because of the upstairs being a different width, but I did have space for a bigger bathroom. So it's not a 3x1 this time, it's a 3x2. Which I think is kind of nice. It's not too exciting and elaborate, but I do have a build coming out sometime in the next couple of weeks. It depends on when I edit it and how I schedule everything out since I am going away for a little bit. But I did do a bigger bathroom that I think looks kind of fancy. So there might be a better bathroom sometime soon. That has been a discussion on the channel where I always do the same bathroom. So I am trying to do some other ones. They don't really work in tiny homes, but in other homes that I do on the channel, there is definitely a possibility to have a little bit more fun and design implemented into them, because that's probably the room that I like decorating the least in the game, with kitchens being my favorite. But this kitchen comes together pretty quickly. I am using these counters from, I think these are from Cottage Living as well. In this bright red swatch, I've never used it before. It's a little bit more vibrant than I wish it was, but I still thought it was a bit of fun, and since I hadn't used it before, I decided to keep it. And then I will be working on the living room space after that, I'm pretty sure. But I do extend this wall over here because it just looked a little awkward, and I didn't know what to put there. I didn't end up keeping that rug, but I am playing around now with curtains. I decided to go with this one from Dream Home Decorator. It's one I've used recently in like an autumn build. I love the leaf pattern on it. I just think it's so pretty, so I used that there. And then a little bookcase over here from high school years. I haven't used that bookcase much at all. I don't even think I've ever used it. I just think it's so nice. So I decided to use that in this space, and especially because it fits so well in that spot. And then we just have a little place for a TV over in the corner, and I'm painting some of the walls to add a little bit more interest, I suppose. I tend to have very all plain white walls to begin with, so it's nice to add a little bit of variety in there. And then I loved that wood piece that I put on the wall that has the apples on it. It just screams the vibe I was going for with this particular build. And that just reminds me, I really want to go apple picking this year. That is something that's kind of popular to do in the autumn here in New England. I'm sure it is in other places too, but I never go, and I kind of want to. So maybe sometime soon I will convince people in my life to go with me and we can go pick apples. That sounds so fun. Let me know if you live in an area where you do that as well, and if not, what are some of your favorite fall activities? Do let me know. I'd be very curious on how that changes based on where in the world you're located. Anyway, on the porch here, I wanted to add a table and chair since there wasn't space inside for a dining area. So I used that table from Cats and Dogs, which I thought was so pretty, and there's a little pumpkin on it. And then this is the bathroom. It's super simple because it's small, and where the door was located made it so I had to have everything on one wall, and I also had a window over there, so I decided to have a standing shower, which I thought was fine because I was thinking there was only 1 or 2 Sims in here anyway, and they could all use a standing shower. So I thought it worked out okay. Very simple. Lots of neutral vibes in there. And then we will be going upstairs here shortly, but I do want to mention something happened with my recording software when I went to go record upstairs, and so it didn't record it. So I show me, like, I deleted everything and I let it, like, replace everything back down. So you can see, like, it popping into place. But it didn't record properly for some reason. I've gone through, I've updated everything. It took me a very long time to figure out what the problem was because it wasn't letting me record anything after that happened. But it's all fixed now, so that shouldn't be happening going forward, but apologies on that. You can just see everything popping into place. I was really sad that this didn't record because I think the upstairs came out so cute. I really like it up here. I did add a couple last touches, though, that are recorded. So I added that book over on the desk, and then I'm just looking around up here deciding if I want to add anything else. There was an extra fence outside that I forgot to delete. And I think we're just getting a little bit more landscaping, and then we're heading on into screenshots. I really hope you enjoyed this build. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. That really does help me out. You can also subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and click that bell to be notified of every single time I upload a new video. Thank you so very, very much for watching. Enjoy those screenshots, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everyone.